Welcome back. So, the holidays are approaching, as you know. We have Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, and all of the above. So, let's make this special. Fall is here. So, with no further ado, I want to do one of my mother's favorite recipes, Salisbury steak. So, we have some ground beef, we have some baby bella mushrooms. On the herb side, we got fresh parsley, already chopped up for you. And then I got some fresh thyme. Then we got some root vegetables as well. We got some carrots, celery, and then some of my favorites, shallots. These things right here, they hit different. And then, of course, you got to have that yellow onion. And then no meal will be complete, especially anything to do with beef, unless you use that L&P. So L&P, we got some onion powder, some adobo seasoning, Lawry seasoning salt. If you know, you know. Then we're coming back with our Montreal steak seasoning and, of course, fresh black pepper. So with no further ado, let's get into it. First, we're gonna go ahead and start with our vegetables. We got 2 sticks of carrots, a stick and a half of celery, and 1 onion. No, we're not gonna use this whole onion, but we're just gonna take part of it and just use that. And as far as the beef is concerned, we're using 1.25 pounds of beef, okay? So with our vegetables, we wanna cut these up as small as possible because we're gonna put this inside of the beef. So the purpose of doing this like this, as I told you, is going inside the beef. We're gonna cut this small because we want it to cook quickly. And once we get all this chopped up, we're going right to the stove with it, and we're gonna saute this and get it to us just to the point of being soft. And then we're gonna add this to our Salisbury steak. Next, with the celery, you're gonna do the same thing. So think about it this way. It's the holidays. You got everybody coming over from out of town. Some of these people, you haven't seen them in a whole year. So think about it that way. You're getting it ready for them. You want to make it great. You want to make it festive. So you're going to put some love into it. Get them all small like that. That way, when you go to chop them again, it'll be easy. Put them all together and go for it. Make sure you're watching your hands. Follow through with your rock. We're gonna take the size of this down a little bit. Put your hand on top of the blade like mine. And keep your knife from going everywhere. We're gonna do this 2 more times, and then we're gonna add this with the carrots. Now, the onion. As I told you, we're not gonna use all this onion. So we'll go ahead, cut that down the middle, and we'll just save this part right here. Make slits inside of the onion. Make sure you don't cut all the way through the back part of the onion back here. Then you're gonna go inside. Just like that. Don't cut all the way through it. Then down. That's how you small dice the onion. Flip it to the side. Make one more slit. Go down. Now, we're gonna match the size of the vegetables right here, this onion right here. Well, actually, the onion right here is gonna match the size of those vegetables. So we're gonna go over this 3 to 4 times to get it right. Go over the whole thing. Now we're gonna combine this. And from here, we're going on the stove. Pan at medium heat. Heat that pan up. Now your choice of oil is always up to you. Me, I love to use olive oil. Olive oil is definitely a healthy oil. Let's go to the stove. So let's get ready to go and saute our veg. We're using olive oil, one of my preferred oils. Let's go in with a tablespoon of olive oil. Pan is hot. If you're using a cast iron like I am, make sure always have a towel in your hand so you don't burn yourself. Never grab that pan while it's hot. And cast iron takes a long time to cool off. The aroma, oh my God, smells amazing. So celery, carrots, and onion is actually called mirepoix. So if you ever hear that term, you know exactly what it means. You want to move your veg, keep it moving, keep an eye on it. And you're gonna cook this until it's soft, but not mushy, just soft. And then it's gonna finish in the oven with the Salisbury. All right, we almost there. We can look at it and tell that the vegetables are just about there. They're getting to the point of getting soft. Your celery and your carrot, of course, those are gonna take the longest to get to that point. And while this works, we're gonna go over and start on our beef. We're gonna be using some fresh herbs as well. We got some fresh parsley. We have some fresh thyme. Then of course our seasonings. We got our onion powder, Lawry, seasoning salt, Adobo Seasoning, always fresh black pepper. We got our steak seasoning, we got our L&P. And then of course, breadcrumbs. I did not mention that earlier, but we got the breadcrumbs as well. You're gonna need it as a binding agent as well. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, egg. All right, so 1 egg for this right here. Let me get at a stir real quick. Keep an eye on your food, you know? And if you know you're gonna be doing other things in the kitchen, take a moment, turn the fire down a little bit. That way you don't overcook what you're doing. So my fire, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit because I'm gonna start the process with the beef. So first things first, egg in there. If you're not able to crack that egg with one hand, don't sweat it. Don't even bother. Just crack it the normal way, get it in there. I'd rather you not get the shells in there. All right? Breadcrumbs. I like to just eyeball it and drop it in there. You don't need much, it makes it dry. It's just a binding agent. So right there, I did about literally 1/4 of a cup. at best, okay? Fresh black pepper. Better yet, I got an idea. How about we go ahead and just make a seasoning mix? I think that'll be better. For those of you who don't like things as salty as others, some of you all do. So let's just make a seasoning and we just put it together, okay? So let's take some of this parsley, drop that in there. It's nice and fragrant. Some fresh thyme, not too much. And we're gonna go ahead and make our seasoning mix. Lawry seasoning salt, 1 teaspoon. Garlic powder. And I'm sorry, not garlic, onion powder I meant. 2 teaspoons. Adobo seasoning. Doesn't want to play fair with me, so we'll just shake it on a spoon. That right there, 1/4 teaspoon. Steak seasoning. Quarter teaspoon. L&P, 1 teaspoon. And fresh cracked black pepper. I love the pepper on mine, so I'm gonna do a little bit more than normal. I'm going with a whole teaspoon for me. But for you guys, you probably want to do a 1/2 teaspoon, depending on how much pepper you like. Now, we're gonna get us a mix. It smells amazing. All right, let's check on our veg. We turned the fire down. That keeps it from burning. Even though we was gone for a little moment, notice it's not burned. It got nice color. And it's literally just about there. Get that in there. And mix that real good. Our veg looks perfect. It's definitely done now. So we're gonna take this, transfer this over to our Salisbury steak. Get that in there nice and hot, just like that. All right, so now we got the spoon in our hand. We can mix some of it with the spoon. And then the rest, we're gonna put our hands on it and get it going. Just get it in there. The beef is cold, so it's gonna cool this off. This hot veg real quick if you're worried about burning your hand. So now that we got a pre-mix on that, we're gonna go right in there with our hand. Right now, it's nice and cool. To the touch. Make sure that's nice and mixed in there. It smells amazing. If you can just only smell what I smell right now. Golly, it smells so good. So we're gonna go in and hit this with our pan spray. All right. Now the beef we're using is 93.7. So it's a lean piece of beef, all right? So that's the reason why we're oiling the pan. And that's the reason why when we put the breadcrumbs in, I did not use a lot of breadcrumbs. So if you're using a more fatty version of beef, then you can add more breadcrumbs. But being that we're using 93.7 beef, you wanna use less breadcrumbs because it's gonna have less fat, okay? So let's get inside these pans. That's nicely mixed, and we're going in. So medium heat, allow that pan to heat up. You don't want to rush it because then you might get your pan too hot. So we'll do medium heat, all right? Now, we're gonna put it to the side and we're gonna press down on it. Just follow me. There's a method to my madness. Because we want that shape of it that resembles that Salisbury. And this is what's gonna give it to us. All right, that's one. Our oven, we got it on 400 degrees. We're gonna start the first part of this cook on top of the stove, and then from there, we're going straight in the oven. A little olive oil, pan nice and hot. That's a tablespoon of olive oil. We're gonna do a tablespoon and a half. So from there, we're going straight in there. Get that sear. That's what you want to hear. If you're not hearing that, the pan is not hot enough. Put the other one in there. Beautiful. Let it work. Now it's time to flip it. So let's go in with a spatula and let's give it a flip. Don't be nervous. And this is what it should look like right here after you flip them over. Perfect. And let's go straight to the oven. Oven, we changed the temperature to 350. I don't want it to cook too fast. So I know I said 400 at first, but we're gonna switch it down to 350. A little slower because there's not a lot of fat in there, like I told you, and it's not gonna take that long to cook. So when the internal temperature hits 160 degrees, it's done. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a Salisbury out the oven. It's beautiful, nice and hot. Careful not to burn yourself. This thing looks lovely. Look at that. So we're gonna sit this down for a second. I wanna put my rice in first. You're gonna go ahead, drop that right in there, right on the corner. Remember, because it's the holidays, be generous. Just like that, all right? Now, we're going for that Salisbury. Amazing, look at that. Now, we got some broccoli. Broccoli is smoking hot. Going in with the broccoli. Smoking hot. Decorate your plate, it's okay. Beautiful. Now, a little garlic butter. Drizzle a little of that butter on that. Oh man, look at that. Just drizzle that thing. One more time, a little drizzle action. Oh yeah. Fresh, homemade garlic butter. Now, for my favorite part, brown sauce. And if you want to see me make this from top to bottom, front to back, leave a few comments below. I'd be happy to oblige. All right, let's go in. This is brown sauce for baby bellas. Gee whiz, look at this. Oh my God, look at this, look at this, look at this. There we go. And lay it on. Don't be afraid, lay it on, just like that. Rice. Just like that. This right here Salisbury steak, just like Mama used to make, but better. Shh, don't tell I said that. All right, this is what we got right here. Let's get up on that. So we got that Salisbury steak, as you saw, with that baby bella brown sauce, yellow rice. I made that behind the scenes. And if you would like to see me make that yellow rice, leave me a few comments below. I'd be happy to oblige. And then we got our fresh steamed broccoli with homemade garlic butter. Let's get into this. Oh man. Wow. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. This ain't even fair. Wow. Nice and moist, full of flavor. Mushrooms, nice and balanced. And that sauce. Sauce is amazing. Look up in there. Look at that, nice and moist, nice and soft, nice and hot. Freaking amazing. Oh my God. So, keep in mind, holidays right around the corner. All right. Now broccoli, let's try that broccoli. Wow. So, I do that broccoli again. Golly, that broccoli good. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, so you can constantly keep receiving content from Reybae. And until next time,